Takes a Nation of Millions. What would, our whole thing was to find a place, you know, and find a place for ourselves, and also being able to go to the blueprint that Grandmaster Caz has set, and then also being able to have such a peer as Ice-T. I remember the first time coming out west, and Ice-T and Africa Islam and EOE, they stopped us right before we did our first gig out there, and they said, look man, there's rules out here, I'm just letting you know. So we had this, what would you say, Ice? We had this connection with us of the unsaid and the said, and that's what this movie does. I mean, really serious, this movie for us could go 15 hours long.
Totally.
And this is the only man that could put something like this together because he tied it all together. So back when, you know, when we was actually making a place, you're thinking, how do we come in, be competitive, mark our place, and at the same time also, how do you have that fight? How you always got to find an adversary. And our adversary was the government is responsible, being that this was going on. Because as an MC, you got to find an adversary. I think Eminem, he found an adversary in himself. And he had that fight, you got to have that fight. And you know, that was our whole thing musically and also with your words. Just have that fight for something that you have displeasure on.
One of the keys though, when we were coming out was, you have to stay totally clear of someone else's area. You know, so once I seen Public Enemy with the S1W, you cannot do that. Right. You can't be LL, you can't be, you have to set, and Russell told me back in the days, he says, people need a one-word definition of who you are. So when they come to see Ice-T, you know, it's not a one word, but that's that LA player. It's like, what are we getting? We're getting Ice-T, that LA cat that talks that LA shit. Okay, he's got that. You got NWA, you got a gang of them, you know? Because I was one, but like Dre said, when they came, they said, we're a gang called niggas with attitude. So now here's 4 of them screaming and shit. They're louder than me.
Can I say one thing? Ice is always, this is always stuck in my mind as far as statements. I said, and you know, this as an MC, it's a two-sided thing. Either you see the brilliance of the originators and people that come along that are so good, you either gonna be inspired, or really, as Ice-T said, it's so good, you just gonna quit. You're like, man, fuck that, I ain't doing this. So as he opens up the film in the beginning, I'm dying as I'm here, so it's like, okay.
Lord Jamar, that's Lord Jamar.
We start. You know?
Yeah, you can't do it. Everybody can't do it. Question.
Yeah, Ice, Caz, and Chuck, I just wanted to let you know that your lyrics helped raise me, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart.
I hope you're a good person.
Absolutely.
Right here, what's up? Ice-T, Grandmaster Caz, and Chuck D. I don't know, Melly Mel had a lot to do with when I came out, because he taught me that you could say a message. You know, I was listening to rap and I'm like, when I heard the message, I'm like, oh, you can add content to this. And I think that was very most inspiration. Who was yours, Caz? You were the first. Who are you listening to?
Barry Manilow.
Well, that was had to do with a lot of y'all.
Yeah. A lot of my musical influence come from early, like Chuck said earlier, like the 60s, you know, the 70s. I listened to classic rock, you know, growing up. When I grew up, there was one radio station. It wasn't a black radio station, white radio station, talk radio station, college radio. It was one radio station. WABC. And they played Simon Garfunkel along with the Jackson 5. They played, you know what I mean? And my influences is from all of that. So there was no MC for me to look at to say, oh, I want to be like that dude, because I was one of the first MCs. So among my peers, Melly Mel. I have to say Melly Mel, because he's the only one close to me. As far as this microphone is concerned, the only person that I respected as an MC back in the day. Since then, a lot of people have come along. KRS-One, Chuck, Ice, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, who's like my son in this hip hop thing. You know, Cool G Rap, and all of the cats. You know what I mean? That helped to make this landscape called rap, hip hop, or MCing. But I didn't have anybody to look at to pattern myself after.
Well, I get envious when I look at basketball and baseball and football, and they talk about the Hall of Fames and all that. And when Ice put this movie together, I'm like, yo, this is what I like. You know, fuck sports for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I just got so many stories to tell. Like for example, when you show KRS-One, I know this for experience. Cats can say they rap, they spit, they do this or whatever, but when KRS-One walks in the room, it changes the atmospheric condition of anybody that thinks that they can rap. It's like, oh, what do you do? No, I just, you know, I'm a plumber. I don't rap. I got a couple of them. Oh yeah, I drive for UPS. I don't know. I seen KRS-One change the goddamn temperature in the room when he walks in. He's imposing, he's big, and he's ready to go. I mean, that's just amazing. And then people like Kaz and Ice, they remember lyrics. From I mean, they remember every single lyric. And as far as that ability, I've always envied that ability to remember every single word that you ever wrote. And they have a matrix of catalog. And you saw Kaz's books in the studio. I mean, come on, man, you're talking like 35 years of just and understanding they could spit every single line. And then Ice-T is known for knowing all your catalog too. So he's that teleprompter he was talking about.
Last question, let's get right here.
I want to say, great job. I agree with Chuck said, 15 hours to go over the sat for it. So obviously there's a TV series or a part 2 coming out of it. But I want you to tell me now, who didn't make it to the screen that you interviewed? A lot of people.
I mean, I can't really tell you who we didn't make. I mean, there's so many. The thing of it is, there's a lot of people. And, you know, this is the Sundance cut, and the next, Glenn, no names. No names. Because you know what? Because, I mean, if I start naming people, it seems like they were disrespected. So we're not gonna say that. But there's a lot more to this film. And I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. Go out and tell people about it. All right? Thank you.